Hello and welcome back to the 6th episode of Let's Talk Paragon. Today we're going to be talking about the aftermath of 0.27. I know it's only been a few days since the patch, but I've been playing, reading and writing about this for the last couple of days and seeing what other people's thoughts on this are. But let's get straight to the point with this anyway. I'm going to go through this in a bullet point structure so you can follow it pretty simply. First of all, I want to go off by saying this feels like a return to normality. It feels like this is what this was meant to be. This is what Paragon was meant to be. And before you get the pitchfork out, there's a reason that I'm saying this. And people who like the Deathball meta are probably not going to like that I'm saying this. And that is that if I wanted a game to be fast-paced, involve killing a lot and abilities, I wouldn't play Paragon, I'd go play Overwatch. I like the idea of last hitting because it means I am in a skill matchup with the person in my lane. I like being in a lane with other people because the fact that that means that it is a skill matchup between me and him, who can last hit, who can trade, who can outthink, who can roam. And the Deathball meta really provided none of that apart from who can farm the jungle faster and get out to a lane and push it. That's about it. However, this patch isn't perfect, I'm not saying it is. The thing that seems to be the general consensus is the game length is really long. Every game I've played, other than the ones where we made the enemy team surrender, have been over an hour long. If it's been a close game, it's been over an hour long, which seems ridiculous when you consider that the respawn on the inhibs isn't even in the game yet. It's just way too long. If you've taken down an inhib, that should give you an advantage, but it doesn't seem to. And it's not even like the death timers are short, because once you get to about an hour, you have to wait like 80-90 seconds to respawn, so it's not even like that's an issue either. I think what might be the culprit is actually the CXP. They did change the base bounty for heroes to 470 from 760, and they also made it so that the Amber dropped is worth 1/3 of the hero's bounty, which is about 156. Personally, I feel like this is too low. I feel like the reward for being an assister on a kill isn't really that much anymore, and actually getting the kill, you're basically getting half of what you were going to do, which in the long run means that the gap you have between you and the person you killed doesn't stay very big for very long. I'm not expecting any massive buffs to the kill bounty, but in the next few patches I would definitely hope to see some changes to the amount you get, because if you're going to get a kill and show that you are better than your enemy, you should really be rewarded for it in a better way. But yeah, if I was Epic, what I would do is slowly increase the hero bounty by 100 or 200 each time, and then see when it gets to a healthy point and the game time is reduced to an acceptable amount. Following this on to the minions have been changed, as I'm sure you are aware. There are now 3 melee minions and 1 ranged minion, with a regular siege minion in every couple of waves. Personally, I quite like these minion waves now. They seem quite a lot easier in the early game to beat, and they also give more card XP, which is also nice, although I don't think it quite accounts for the change in kill XP, as yeah, you do get more from waves, but you don't quite get enough to warrant the gap from the kills. And to explain this a little deeper, you now get 750 card XP from one wave, including a siege minion, whereas before you got 600-700 card XP depending if there's a siege minion in it, so now you get 50 extra card XP per wave if you last hit them all. If they really wanted to change the minion XP to account for the lack of hero bounty, I would be alright with that because it would put more skill into last hitting. However, I do think that kills should be more part of the game because you should be more aggressive instead of letting the game play out just by farming minions until you get to 60 card XP and then fighting it out after 60 minutes. It seems really pointless to do that. They should put more focus onto the kills and then people would go out of the way to try and get those kills. And now onto the inhibitors. I personally, out of the games I've played, don't feel like the inhib respawns are really that necessary. Although, if they did change the hero kill bounty, and they did change the minion XP for example, I'm not sure whether either of those would affect my opinion on that, because it would change it. I think the only reason why right now the inhib respawns aren't really a problem is because the super minions aren't really that much of a threat by the time you actually take down the inhibs, because it's usually quite late game, and really by that point, even one person can take down minion waves with relative ease, as long as there's nobody coming down the lane at them. So really what I'm thinking on the inhib respawns is, if you were going to score the orb prime on your side and it would respawn your inhib, I think there would really need to be a shorter game time than this for that to be a good option, because right now it's really more worth to go and score the orb prime on the enemy side, because then you might be able to end the game before an hour. Respawning your own inhib on the other hand seems to be a game lengthener, because yeah, you have your inhibs back, but if they had all of theirs for example, you're basically back to square one. And finally, my thinking forward opinions. I think that this patch has been a really good step in the right direction, I must admit. It's got a few flaws with it as described, but overall it has killed the death ball meta pretty much stone dead. On top of this, it has brought some of the heroes back into the meta, such as Grux. I've been seeing quite a lot of Grux being played, I've been seeing a lot of Deca, and even Gadget is back in the meta. However, as I said, I think the hero XP and the minion XP will probably be quite a big feature in the next couple of patches, because personally, I don't feel that it gives enough, and really the minion waves, even the super minion waves, don't really do that much. It's quite easy to clear by the time you actually take them. As you can see here, it's an hour and 6 minutes. Here I am clearing a minion wave by myself, and you can see how big it is. It's not even that hard for me to clear it, and I'm playing Steel. A ranger would be chewing through this. But as always, feel free to let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you liked this video, give it a like. If you disliked it, give it a dislike. If you're not sub, feel free to give me a sub. And feel free to leave suggestions as well in the comments below. Hope to see you for the next episode of Let's Talk Paragon. See you later.